Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pantsar Dragon, and today I'm going to teach you how to carry feeders while feeding. Now this game as Tryndamere is going to be a really good example of whatever I just said. Do take note that right now while playing this game, I was really tired and I was also really bored and I just wanted to play a little League, and also while recording this video, I'm also kind of tired. But I thought this game was super hilarious because at one point, the score was 11-34 and somehow we ended up winning. Now you're probably wondering, how is this possible, Pants? How did you do it? And I guess that's what this video is just going to be about. How did we win as being 11-34? And yeah, basically how to carry feeders when you're a feeder yourself. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so to get into the feeder mentality, we have to show you guys what happens in this game and how I start feeding. So I'm going to sum up the early game and mid game and just show you guys what point we get at. So right here we just kill the Rise, yada yada yada, then I die to the Rise, yada yada yada, and then I die to Ezreal, but then I kill Rise again. And then I get my revenge kill on Kayle, who baited me into Rise earlier, and then sometime later we have a team fight and my team loses. In fact, in this team fight we went 3 for 1, so yeah, we're on a really bad side. And now I think it's time to get into some tips. Although I'm not feeding yet, you'll see that come later. And the first tip on how to carry feeders while being a feeder is be a split pusher. That's probably the only way you can do this. Since, you know, as a feeder and your teammates are feeders, you probably won't win team fights, so the best option is to, well, split push, since team fights you probably won't win. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Because if you look at the score, it is 8-18, but if you look at the minimap, it is looking really bright. Why? Because all game I've been split pushing and not really caring too much. So yeah, basically, you want to split push until you're kinda bored. And that's going to lead to our second point, distract the enemy team. So noobs, they'll probably send a bunch of people after you instead of one person or maybe even two. Why? I don't know, it's kind of rude if I say it, but you can probably figure out the words I'm thinking right now. And when they're all distracted against you, your team has some breathing room to like farm the jungle, get some vision on the map, and just farm a little bit. For our next tip, so say your team is getting a little caught in the middle and they're fighting a 4v5. So what do? Well, you're probably going to be late to the team fight, and by the time you get there, it's probably going to be over. So you just keep going in that split pushing lane and keep pushing. Remember, you gotta know that when your team is behind, you coming in a 5v5 probably won't do anything, since your team is, well, behind. So yeah, don't worry about your team, you got this by staying in that lane and just being a complete asshole. Finally, for one of our final tips is don't give a shit. That's the best part, and that's how this is all gonna make it kind of fun. When you're just taking down that tower and people try and come on you, you just keep going and going. They can knock you down once, but it doesn't matter, you'll just respawn and come for the next thing that's in your eyes. And even when the enemy starts trolling around a little bit with you, troll back with them, it's kind of fun. Again, your motto is you don't really give a shit, so try and have some fun. By the way, the score is 9-22, and a few minutes later, the enemy has a comeback and it's now 9-30, and now they have Baron. And that's where you're like, uh-oh, this kind of sucks. But your job is to not fight them. Your job is to be like Gandhi and get the minions that are rallying around them. This way they can't push. Well, unless they have already some minions, but you get the idea. Try and cut off the minions if you can. And again, once enemy team sees you as a threat, you just want to get their distraction and away from your team, and eventually somehow your team ends up killing them. Later on, you get the Elder Dragon, and your team has a super momentum that you can probably win team fights, which is untrue, because most of your team is a little underfed. Although they are late game champions, but the enemy still has a bunch of items. Alright, so again, you know that you cannot win a team fight, so you go back to the split pushing mood. You see your team loses in a 4v5, I think they initiated a team fight, I'm not 100% sure, but you don't even have to look at a team fight. You can see all the deaths are happening, you can see your minimap, and that's when you put on your gas pedal, you see one inhibitor is already down, so you just bum rush the Nexus, and you basically win the game. So, yeah. That's how you win with 11 kills and 34 deaths, and when you're a feeder and when your team's feeding is basically to split push to victory, and eventually you should win if the enemies don't really know how to handle a split pusher. And yeah, that's it. Usually this works in lower elo, and honestly this video was made because I just wanted to show that you can win games even when your team only has 11 kills and 34 deaths, just by, well, being annoying and getting objectives. Also, do take note that the item build in this video is really dumb, and I was just kind of screwing around, and I was just testing some things, so yeah, don't do it. It's probably not optimal, and there's definitely better things you can get on Tryndamere. But yeah, in my last video, I asked you guys what champions do you think should skip the jungle item, and here's some of my favorite answers. For a chance to be featured in a feature video, make sure to comment below on what you do when you're feeding. All types of comments are welcome, and if you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I am Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.